Welcome back to Way of the Wrench, and on today's very special episode, I'm going to show you everything you need to know to turn your dot matrix display from this into this. So stick around, you're not going to want to miss it. All right, to get your different tables having the colorized DMD isn't that hard. What really is difficult in the beginning is just getting your head wrapped around all the different file types and all the different programs that you need to have these things work and run. Now, there are 4 basic types of these ROMs, and I'm going to run through them right now. So the very first type is a .pal or a .vni file type. Now, in order to use these, you need a program called dmddevice.dll, and that has been created by someone in the VPin community by the name of Freezy. So thank you very much for all you do for the VPin community and all your hard work. Now, dmddevice is a free open source project so that it's available to people to try to learn and improve and maybe build the even better, cooler thing down the road. But the key thing is it's open source, so keep it available for free for everyone after. Now, I'm running 1.5 Baller Installer on here, and it automatically put that in for me. So I don't actually have to do anything, and I haven't even updated it from 1.5 years ago, and it's still working with all my ROMs perfectly. Now, if you want to update that, or if you've done your installs manually and you don't have it, I will put a link down below for dmddevice so that you can put that in. All right, so the second type that you're going to come across is a .pac file. Now, in order to get these to work, you're going to have to download some files that will help run the PIN2DMD colorizations. And this has been brought to you by someone in the community by the name of Lucky1. Now, as far as I understand, this program and file type has been developed from the open source DMDdevice. I believe Freezy and Lucky1 work together. I actually don't know for sure, so if you'd like to enlighten me and let everyone else know, why don't you write it down in the comment section below and then let me know what's going on. Now, this program type is closed source, and as far as I can tell from my reading online, it seems like they wanted to develop colorized ROMs and DMDs for real pinballs, and because they now were selling projects and copyrights, they had to have it closed source, as far as I know. Now, in order to get these to work, we've got a couple files that we have to download, and I will show you that after. The third file type that you're going to come across is a .crz file, and they are brand spanking new, so there's not too many of them. There's only a handful of them, and these are the Serum, or they're calling them Serum files. Now, these have been brought to you by somebody in the community by the name of Zedrummer. I hope I'm saying your name okay. Thank you very much for all your work and what you do for the community. Now, these Serum files is now once again an open source project so that we can build and improve on this project going forward, and you guys have free access to this. Now, how do we get these files to work? There is a couple files that we can download, and I'll put the link down below, and I'm going to show you that in a bit. However, if you've got Baller Installer in here, and you've got a somewhat new version of dmddevice, that's actually completely compatible with these CRZ files as well. The fourth format that you're going to come across is the Stern color patched ROMs, which are slightly different yet kind of the same. Now, the original file type is going to be a .bin file that you have to go to the actual Stern website, go to their game code section, and download for your table that you're trying to get playing. Now, we'll also have to download a palette file and I believe a .pal or .vni file to go with that. And the basic premise is you open up a program and you take the bin file and slide in the palette file and save it as a colorized ROM, and then it works on your machine. Now, all of these different color DMDs that we're going to be getting going today, when you're downloading them, make sure you just drop a like and a comment and thank them for all their hard work, because it's a lot of work to do this stuff. So now that we've talked about the file types, let's go ahead and start getting some of these going. All right, in the interest of making sure people have this working 100%, it's all about the little things that are going to screw you up and not get your color ROMs working. So not having the right program, not having the right updated version of the program, and either it doesn't work or you download a new table that requires a higher level of one of these programs I'm going to show you, and it just doesn't work because of that. So as a start, I would recommend that if you're starting off fresh, use Baller Installer. I've got a great video. I'll put the link above for you to go watch that if you don't know how to install that. And that's a good base to start with. You'll have a couple of things probably already updated with that Baller Installer. Now, whether you have Baller Installer already done or you've got a slightly older version, like even a year and a half old, I'm going to show you all the programs and how to update them so that we can make sure this works. Okay, before we start updating any of our programs, we want to make a backup of a folder here. So we're going to go to C drive, Vpinball, Visual Pinball, and then Vpinmame. Okay, and what we're going to do is we are going to left click and drag and copy absolutely everything in here. And we're going to right click, copy it, and then we can just go to really anywhere you want, but out of that folder. And we're going to make a new folder. And we're going to name it Vpinmame Back Up Folder. That way, if things go sideways here, we still have our working copy of Vpinmame that we can throw back in and have it back to where we were. Okay, and then just open up your backup folder and right-click, paste. All right, so we've got all this ready to go in case we screw something up here and things don't work. We've got something to revert back to, or maybe even just an individual file that we didn't mean to copy over. Okay, very first thing we're going to do is we are going to download the DMDEXT by Freezy. And like I said, I'm going to put the links down in the video description below. So when you get here, you can go ahead and find whatever version is the latest. And you're going to go down here, and if you are running a 32-bit system, you're going to want the x86 zip. If you've got 64, then you're going to want to go to this one here. So I've still got the old system, so I'm going to download this one here. Wait for your download. Okay, once it's downloaded, left click, show in folder, and then get into a good habit of right clicking on it, going to your properties, and we're going to go down here and click this unblock. That way there's everything that's in this folder is going to work on this computer and we're not going to have any issues that way. So press OK, and then we can actually work right from here. So what we're going to do is double left click, and these are all the things that we're going to put in here. So we're going to left click and select, drag over everything. And there is one item in here that we do not want to transfer over, which is our dmddevice.ini file. If we send that over to our Vpinmame folder, we are going to nuke all of our individually table saved settings for where we want our DMD. So just to get that out, we can hold Control and left click on that to deselect it. And then we're going to right click, copy. And then you're going to go to your Vpinmame folder. So mine's C drive, Vpinball, Visual Pinball, and then Vpinmame. And we are going to right click and paste it right in here. Now it's going to ask you, do you want to replace them? Say yes. Okay, what you've got here is you've got everything you need now to run any of the .pal, .vni color formats, as well as the Serum ones. However, when I was doing my testing, for whatever reason, the Serum didn't work. However, by the time we're done with our programs here that I'm going to show you, we will get it working. So at this point, we don't have any .pac file formats that will run now. So we have to go and download Lucky1 stuff. Once again, I will put the link below for this, but this is the post on VP Universe from Lucky1. And this is going to get us with those .pac files. So you can read all this to figure out what's going on and what you need to do. But right down here, this is where we're going to download it. So left click, download. Okay, then left click, show in folder. And same deal, we're going to right click on this, go to properties, unblock it. And we can double left click to open it up in here. And we've got both versions here, so I'm on 32-bit, not 64, so I'm going to open up the x86 file. And we're going to left-click and drag all this, copy that. And then once again, we do not want this dmddevice.ini overriding what we've got already, so hold down Control, left-click to deselect that, and then go ahead and right-click, copy. Then we're going to go to our Vpinmame folder. Over the side here, right-click, paste, and it's once again, it's going to ask you, do you want to replace them? Say yes. Okay, now at this point you can now do the .pack files as well as the .vni and .pal formats. Last one is Serum. So we're going to go to this, and once again I will post the link to where you got to go for this. And we are going to download the latest version, 1.4. Just go down here, and same thing, I'm on 32-bit, so I'm going to be using the x86. Okay, go down here, click on Show in Folder. Once again, right-click, Properties, Unblock. Now we can double left-click in here, open this up, and all we need are these three files. So left-click drag, right-click copy, and put it into our Vpinmame folder. Okay, right-click, paste, say yes. Okay, there is one last thing that I want to do here, and it is Vpinmame. Let's upgrade that now. Now keep in mind you can download and update these things in any order you want. However, the order that I am showing you is how I did it, and it's working fine on my cabinet. Once again, the link for the Vpinmame GitHub I will put down below. And in previous times you needed to download a version of Pinmame 3.4 that had an SC, which stands for SAM color, so that you could get those color ROMs to work. I have proven it out that the Pinmame 3.5 must have that built in, because that's what I'm running right now, and it works totally fine. So we're going to download Pinmame 3.5. You can read through here if you want. Otherwise, head down here. Okay, and then this one here, you want to go down here where it says main download and download this. Okay, left click down here, go to Show in Folder. We're going to right click again, go to Properties, Unblock, click OK, and we can double left click on here. Now when you're looking through here to make sure that there isn't that dmddevice.ini file, you'll notice it's not here, but it is inside this folder. Now I did some testing because I ended up with two of these, one of them in this folder I'm showing you after I did this, and one that was left out from before. The one in this folder doesn't seem to do anything. I took it right out and nothing changed. And then I took the other one out and everything was gone. So this one does not need to be removed. You can leave this one in here as far as I know. And then the only other thing on this one is this one right here, vpmalias.txt. Now, if you don't know anything about what this is, don't worry about it. You probably haven't even used it yet. This one is in case you want to have the same table but two different versions of it, so that you can have one with a normal backglass and one of them with maybe a pup pack, and you're kind of using the same ROM, so you have to give it an alias. So if you have this text file already there, and you've been doing some of these tables with aliases, then you're going to want to not copy this one over, so you retain your old one and not have anything change. But for me, I don't have any of those yet, so we can copy everything here. So left click and drag, grab everything in here, right click copy, go to your Vpinmame folder, and right click paste. Okay, once again, it's going to say we got all these files. Do you want to get rid of them? Replace them, say yes. So go down to setup.exe, double left click, click yes, and you get to this part here. Now, all we really got to do is go and press the install button. It's going to say, are you wanting to install version 3.5? Yes. Installed successfully. Done. Now, one other thing I thought I would mention before we done this here is that in the Vpinmame folder, this dmddevice.ini, there is something here that is linked directly to some of your pup packs. So if you're finding you're having problems with your pup pack videos not working, it could be something in here. So let me show you this. Double left click. And what you're going to do is you're going to scroll down. It's generally near the end, so I'm going to just scroll real quick to the end. So all of these are all your individual tables where you have saved where you want those DMD locations. So this is what we're concerned about, not getting wiped out. So go to the beginning of these and go a little bit higher up. So this here is what I'm talking about. So it says if enabled, send frames to pinup. enabled equals true. We want this to be true. It was false for me, and I had a couple of my pup packs not working, and I changed that to true, and all of a sudden those pup packs were working amazingly well. So I just thought I'd mention that because we're talking about dmddevice.ini file, and probably not going to mention this until I get to around to doing a pup pack video for you guys. All right, cool. That's all of our programs updated. So now let me get you to the meat and potatoes of this video, is how to actually set this up so you get your color ROMs going. All right, so the first thing we need to do is go to our Vpinmame folder. And up at the top, you need to have a folder called Alt Color. All lowercase, no spaces, exactly how it is here. If you don't have that folder there yet, all you got to do is go over here and press right click, make a new folder, and then call it that alt color. But I've already got one there, so I'm not going to put it in there. Okay, once you have this folder, double left click in here, and whenever you're going to add a new color ROM, you need to make a folder with the ROM name, exactly how it is on the ROM, right here. So I'm going to go through an example here. So for example, I'm going to use Cactus Canyon. I want to put one in. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to your ROMs, and here's how I do it. So there's Cactus Canyon right there. I'm going to right click on the ROM, go to rename, and if I copy this, that is exactly what I need to name the other folder. Okay, another way to figure out the ROM name for a game is just go to your C drive, Vpinball, Visual Pinball, go to your tables, find the table that you're trying to figure out the ROM for, and we wanted Cactus Canyon, so we're going to open this up. Okay, and then press Q twice just to kick out. And then what you can do is go up to View, Script, and somewhere near the top you are looking for C Game Name. So it's literally right here. That's what we're looking for. So you can either find it just by looking for it, or you can go up here and go Edit, Find Next, and then just type in the C game name, and then it'll pop up this part here, and that is the name of the ROM right there. So in this case, it's cc_13. So I go back to my alt color folder, and I'm going to make a new folder inside of the alt color. And I'm going to right click and paste like that. Okay, and then I can double left click on here, and this is where I need to put my color ROM file in. So now we're going to go to VP Universe, or to wherever you want to get your color ROM files from. I'll put a link down below for this. So you're going to have to make an account if you don't already. I'm going to use this one as an example, so we're going to download this file here. So go ahead and download the version you want. I've already downloaded these. Then go down here, Show in Folder, and get into the habit of right-click, Properties, making sure that unblock has been unchecked, which I've already done, and then pressing OK. Now, after you've done that, you can double left-click in here, and you can see the different files that it's coming with. So this new version here is giving you both options. You can do the .pal or the .pack. So if we're going to do the .pal version, these are the files that we need to put into that new folder we just created. Right-click Copy, go back to the folder in your alt color that we just made for Cactus Canyon, right-click, paste. Now, this is basically the same thing for whether it's a .pal, .vni, or a .pac, or a .crz for our serums. They all will go in like this. There is some naming conventions that have to happen, otherwise it won't work though. So the .pal and .vnis have to be exactly like this, PIN2DMD. No extra spaces, all lowercase, otherwise those cannot work. The .pack files, as far as I can tell, they can be named anything. So whatever you download, just go ahead and put in here. And then the .crz or the serum files, they need to be named the exact name of the ROM as well. So it should already be that way when you download it. If it's not, then you just have to go ahead and change it to get it to work. Okay, so we've got the files in there now. So now let's open up Cactus Canyon, and I'll show you what else we got to change here. So go to your tables folder, find Cactus Canyon, double left click and get it to load up. Okay, once it loads up, you press F1. And we got some things to select here. First up is this DMD here we want to get rid of because that's not going to change. So we're going to click this to unshow this DMD that's up there. And we're going to now start using the external DMD. And the other thing we have to check off is colorized DMD for this magic to happen. So select that, and then you're going to press OK. Nothing's going to happen until you completely restart this. So go ahead and press Q twice, kick out. I like closing the tables just to make sure, and then reopen Cactus Canyon, and you should have a working color DMD. All right, there you go, fully functioning color DMD, as well as a putt pack going in the background, and I promise to make a video on that in the future as well for you guys. Now, it should be known that if you have not used external DMD before, when you go to switch that over, it's probably going to be in the wrong spot. So you are going to have to manually move it into the position where you want, and then right-click, save it for globally or per table, and go through all of those for the one time only. Right now, to do the fourth type, which is the Stern Color ROMs, we need to get some different info. So the very first thing I figured I'd start with is get a table open so that we can take a look at the script to see what file it would actually need. So download the VPX file. In this case, we're going to use Metallica Premium Monsters. So open this up. Now mine's all set up here. So I'm just going to press Q twice. If you don't have the ROM yet, you're going to have an error, and it's going to say it needs a ROM, so you can write that ROM down. But realistically, we're going to just close this out and go to View, Script, and then you're going to scroll down here to the C game name. And by stock, when you first download this, it's going to have this one not commented out here. So this is the ROM it's looking for. And that's the one that will work with this table. However, it's not going to be the colorized version. So if you look here, they've added a C there. That C stands for the color ROM. So we are looking for this MTL_180HC. So write that down. That's the ROM we're going to need. And you can't usually just go and find this ROM and download it and get it to work. You actually kind of have to put in a patch into this ROM and call it that to get it to work. So we're going to close this out. First thing is we need the ROM, the basic ROM for this. So you're going to go to the Stern website. You can type in Stern game code and you'll get to this part here. Now, it's really important, you guys, that this is a hobby to us. We are not trying to make money or trying to sell these programs in these cabinets and things like that. So make sure that you are not doing that with these files. It's also important to know that these color ROM files will not work on real pinball tables, so that's important to know for this as well. So all you do is you scroll down to find the table that you need. Okay, there's the Metallica ones, and there can be different versions, so make sure you get the right one. So we just want the premium, and it's this one here, 180. So click on here to download the file, and once you get it downloaded, we'll take a look at it. And so now that we have the bin file for inside our ROM, we now need the color patch. So we're going to go to VP Universe, and I will put all the links below for all of this. Okay, so right here we've got our SAM color ROM patches. So we're going to scroll down here and look for Metallica, which is this one right here. And then you can scroll down to read all the stuff here, and you can see that it's asking for a bunch of minimums for Vpinmame and the PIN2DMD and all that stuff, which we have just done, so that's good. And it also gives you a hint that you're going to need something to use with this file. But I'm going to show you a different way here. So we're going to download this. Okay, we've got that downloaded, and the last thing we need is the VPU color ROM patcher. So we're going to go to yet another link here, which I will give to you in the video description below, which is this guy here. So VPU color ROM patcher. So go ahead and download this. This is the program that's going to allow us to slide the palette file into the .bin file and then turn it into a colorized ROM that we need. So go ahead and download this. Okay, so we got this downloaded now. So we're going to go to Show in Folder. And then on this zip file, just so we don't have any problems, we're going to right-click Properties and unblock. Right-click on the RAR file, Properties, and unblock it as well. Okay, we're going to take this file and we are going to unzip it here. And then we're going to just put this somewhere useful for us. So we're going to put this onto the desktop. And then We can unzip this here as well. And we'll just drag that up onto the desktop as well. And I'm not sure if it's going to like this format of this, but let's just try it the way it is. So we're going to move this as well to here, just so I know everything's on the desktop. We can find it easy. Now in the SAM color patch that we downloaded from VPU, in that folder, in this folder here, we have a pin2dmd.pal that has to go into the folders just like the other formats before. So we're going to right click, copy this. Then we're going to go to our Vpinmame folder. In your alt color folder, we need to make a new folder. So right click, new folder. And then you're going to put the exact name of the ROM, so MTL_180HC. Press enter and it'll make your new folder. Now I already should have that, which it is right here. So let's say I just made this one. Double left click and you can see that I have that pin2dmd.pal in here. And I just copied everything and threw it in here. Doesn't matter if that DFF and this README is in there as well. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to open up our VPU Color ROM Patcher program. So that's the .exe here. And it's asking where is the bin file that we downloaded from Stern. So we're going to click choose. And it's in my desktop. And it is this guy right here. And then it wants the palette file that we downloaded from VPU. That is in this folder here. Inside this folder, it's this .diff file here. And then it wants to know what the ROM bin name is going to be. Now, this is probably where a lot of people have some problems and have this not work, and they have no idea why. So here's a little trick that I want to show you how to get this figured out. We're going to go to our Vpinmame folder right here, and you're going to go down to where it says setup.exe, and you're going to double left click on that, select yes, and we want to go to test. Now you can scroll through here to find the game that you're playing or wanting to figure out. So we're looking for Metallica. And here it is here, version 1.8 colored mod. And there's the 180HC that we've been working with. So select that, and then we're going to go to check ROM. So what it's asking for is the ROM name. So the zip folder of the ROM should be called this. And when it opens it up, it is looking for this exact name. So notice it's slightly different here. So MTL no space 180hc.bin. So that's what we have to make sure it's called. So let's go back to our VPU color patcher. So MTL 180hc. No spaces, all lowercase, and apply the patch. Click yes. You should see a flash or something come up and then go away, and that's done. Now, if you read through this, it tells you where it just put this file. So it's in our mods folder in our VPU Color ROM patch folder. And it also says that we have to do a final step where we right click and put that into a zipped folder before we put it into our ROMs. So click OK. We can close this. And if we go to our VPU Color ROM patch folder, there's the mods folder. Double left click in here, and there is that bin. So now we're going to right click on that, and we're going to go use 7-zip to zip that up. Okay, and then remember, this is not the name of the ROM that the VPX file is going to try to look for, so we have to make sure that this is spelled right. So we're just going to right click and rename, and all this thing needs is a underscore in between MTL and 180HC. Okay, left click to set that, and right click, copy, and then we just have to go to our Vpinmame folder and put it in our ROMs folder. So right click, paste, and I already had it in here, so we're just going to overwrite this. Okay, and then don't forget that if you went and changed the ROM in VPX, you have to make sure that it's calling up the right one. So just go to View, Script, And down here, you can see that I've already got the MTL_180HC, which is the color one. You can see that it's not green, which means it's not commented out. So when you have a little comment in front, like this, you can see it goes green, and that means it's not going to read it, it's just going to skip by it. So if you want to unblock one, probably it's going to look like this for you. This is the irregular one. So you're going to have a comment added, and then on the one that you want, the color ROM, just get rid of it, and then you can see that it's going to use that one instead. And then just close your script, and just to be safe, on the way out, file save, and then go ahead and open up the game and see if it works. So back to tables, open up Metallica. Okay, and then if this is the first time opening this, you're going to press F1 and make sure that you got colorized DMD and use external just like before. And there you go, we got a colorized DMD for our stern table here. Sweet! All right, that's a wrap in another video from Way of the Wrench, this time on how to get your colorized DMDs going for all the different file types that are out there. Hopefully I was able to help you out. If you have any questions or concerns, you can put them down in the comment section below, and I will try my best to help you out. And I'm actually kind of interested to see what I'm going to learn about the history of colorization from you guys and the people in the VPin community, because I'm still somewhat new and I'd like to know what's going on in that history point of view. What's coming up? You know what? I've been putting this off for a long time. I think we need to start tearing this thing down so that we can get ready for paint and vinyl. So take a look for those videos real soon. If you haven't already, why don't you join us on Instagram, and that way you can find out what's going on in the shop in between videos. Till next time, take it easy.